fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Murray, way downtown. Blocked by James. Is this the dagger?
The court had given his verdict. Same old drama again. This week in Flicked. Less than a week before census brought every day. Less PR, more VR. Here with you always. It's #Golf NBA podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in Indian accent. If this is your first visit, I'm your co-host Ashwin and you can follow this podcast on all your podcast listening platforms, including Ghana.com.
Ghana.com. Wow.
In the NBA this week, 18 former players were arrested and charged with defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit to the tune of $4 million. Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving had a little one-on-one to win King of the Soap Operas. And Terrence Mann made sure the GMs of the year knew where to stick their positive opinions. Speaking of shocking, I've got with me, as always, someone with a lot of potential, someone who is deeply grounded, and someone who doesn't enjoy being the center of the attention. My co-host, Vineet. Whoa. Quite a shocking.
Such praises. You started this podcast with praises to me.
I start off with praises and then we get to the bottom.
Slowly. Yeah. Because I think last time you kind of like, I forgot what it was, but you slighted me. I don't know what it was. I don't remember it, but I was like, okay.
What?
I don't know what it was. I think not maybe last time, but I think like something. I mean, it wasn't like bad, but it wasn't such praiseworthy.
Praiseworthy. So see, sometimes words just come. I think that is true. At least the beaches part. I don't know. Bangalore weather is. I've always loved Bangalore weather. During when I lived here and now that I'm back here in my Sasural. It's a fun place. But the problem is there's less sun. Like it's a little overcast. So I'm not that kind of a person. I need that sun to be there to, like, otherwise I'm like very happy being a house cat, just being in my bed. Sleep all the day. But now episode is out. Podcast is being recorded, which means 4 days of work. Which can be
4 days of work,
which can be finished in 2 days, but I have to make it 4 days of work. Meaning, I never asked you about the NBA India at least made the announcement of Ranveer Singh as the brand ambassador.
Yes.
I mean, he's also the brand ambassador of EPL. I mean, I think it's a little weird that there's no exclusivity clause. I mean, maybe he said I'm not going to do. I thought they could have easily gone with Tiger Shroff because I don't think Tiger Shroff is doing anything else, and he at least has some videos of him playing ball, and they kind of look alike. They have this similar bodies, and maybe Tiger Shroff is like a little bit more of a youth icon than Ranveer Singh now. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? I think it's okay. I mean, I'm not too mad about the choice, mostly because I think Ranveer Singh is extremely popular in India at this point. So from a popularity perspective, I absolutely think they got it bang on. I don't know much about Tiger Shroff because I think Tiger Shroff, because I don't necessarily engage in a lot of Bollywood conversation, I don't know how important Tiger Shroff is to the youth of today. But I think
Tiger Shroff is more connected to the youth than Ranveer Singh. I don't think Ranveer Singh is.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just think like Ranveer Singh is more blockbuster, right? Like
he is.
Compared to Tiger Shroff. So
yeah, definitely.
In that sense, yeah. I mean, I think that it was a good pick. Plus, his wife is Deepika Padukone, so you're getting 2 for 1. I mean, you're kind of getting 2 for 1, right? Kinda. Like. If Ranveer goes to some event, Deepika will be with him, and they always have those things in mind. So I'm okay with it. I'm not very happy about the Premier League thing. It's just kind of seems a little like
it's already difficult for basketball to establish itself as a competitor, and then you make the same guy compete with the most popular league in the world. It's it's a little weird. I don't. Does make sense. I mean, I'm sure both of them paid him very well, but I can't believe that one of them didn't say that no, you can't do it for any other
sport or league.
Any other competing for eyeballs sort of league. Or maybe EPL thinks that the NBA is not competing for eyeballs, which I can believe. I can believe that. because
Yeah, I mean,
NBA
maybe
because
they have an
NBA is
exclusivity
broadcast
within the.
because NBA broadcasts early morning and EPL broadcasts in that perfect, beautiful little 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock sort of time. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
true.
that's like competition that way. But still, just for brand equity / value / continuity.
Yeah. I think Ranveer is okay. I mean, I enjoy his movies, and he's a good actor, and so I'm okay. I'm okay with the choice. I just feel like, so this is the conversation I had with someone who works closely with the PR team there,
Who we
and
can't
I
name.
think who we can't name. And I think it got a little contentious because my whole theory was that instead of paying Ranveer Singh 5 lakhs for one tweet, and I actually screenshotted those things, where if you go to like these tweets of Ranveer about NBA, no one really is engaging with him about NBA.
About NBA.
Nobody, like, people like, just like, you're so hot. I mean, like, just stupid shit, like, so what is the point of us like paying him 5 lakhs to just put a photo, and people that don't even know what NBA is don't even care? Like, it's like if someone puts up something on Instagram that I don't know what it is, like, it's not going to affect me in any way. It's not, I don't feel anything. Like, no one's going to go and suddenly become a fan of NBA because of that, right? So for me, that was a little bit like, why are you? It doesn't make sense to me that you're paying him that much money to just put a tweet about what. I think they did that when like NBA was starting. I think, was that something? I forgot what it was. But you remember, like, there was a slew of all these like grade A or grade B. I don't know what celebrities that you call them, all posting about NBA. I think there was like a long.
Really? I don't remember that. I only remember one time when I think
it was like, I think it was Ranveer Singh, Harman, and then this
the
another
usual
girl.
suspects.
The girl, one girl was there, and the comments on this, like, isko kuch nahi aata. I was like, my point is that why are you guys like making it so obvious that these people are paid because they don't understand the game? Like, you're spending so much money for nothing. Like, these people don't know anything, and even the fans that are watching them speak know that they are being inauthentic. So
see, now I'll play a little devil's advocate here, okay? Just because like what to do.
Yeah.
What to do. I'm sure Ranvijay knows more about the game. Okay, but I mean, I'm sure just like his usual band of groups, like his Harman or whoever the other people are there around him, Varun Sood, all those people, a great number of followers. And Varun Sood, I think, even plays in the streetball league. So they have a certain reach. But all the fans of the NBA in India are already like sort of like at some sort of knowledge sort of people. They're not, they either play basketball or they watch the games. They definitely watch the games, and they have their opinions about it. There are very few people who are going to start following the game because Ranvijay tweeted about it. But the difference in the reach between Ranvijay and Ranveer Singh is so huge that they're always willing to go through that route. They're always willing to be like, let Ranveer Singh say this to 5 crore Indians rather than Ranvijay Singh saying this to 20 lakh Indians. We are okay with that, because even if you see the postings that they do, right, like the NBA,
very, very boilerplate, same thing, same hashtag, like, it's just not authentic enough, in my opinion.
It's definitely not authentic. But I think with influencer marketing, at least that's what I think is like, Ranveer is an influencer in those terms. Like, he's a big influencer, and that's why he demands the big money. He is gonna come to a few events, all of that. But I think this is one aspect that they're driving forward. They're like going through it one way. They're like, we'll do this, but we also have to do other things. Because I recently saw a job posting for what is it, NBA India basketball operations head, and that operations head's responsibilities. I mean,
you should apply, brother.
I mean, let's not go there. Okay, so
why not?
The
you have an MBA.
That's it.
Analyst.
And the list ends there.
True. I mean, you're an analyst.
I don't think those are what it is. So when you look at the responsibilities that are listed on the website, at least, it's actually pretty in-depth. It talks about developing grassroots schemes. It talks about getting coaches ready for FIBA certification. It talks about so much that I can't believe somebody has been doing this job for the past 5 years and like we haven't heard anything about what has been done. Personally, because if you go to the, I mean, I'll put the list of responsibilities here so that you guys can see that the responsibilities is like absolutely from grassroots development to like, you know, the NBA India academy work. From there to there, it's that entire gamut of operations is there. And apparently someone has been doing it for the past 5 years. And I don't know, I don't see NBA represented at any local, like local competitions, like a Rama Sports competition. No, straight out of Kochi's competitions. There's nothing there. Like those are the people who are engaging the local basketball players.
Local,
right?
yeah.
So
I think so that was the thing that I was trying to like have a conversation about, which is, listen, let's say you pay 5 lakh, which is actually quite low. I would say probably they play a little bit more per tweet, per whatever.
Per tweet 5 lakh is good enough, man. Come on.
Yeah, per tweet 5 lakh is okay. I mean, dude,
it's a tweet. It's just a tweet. They're not even going to do anything about it. They're just
people pay like $50,000-$60,000 for one Instagram post for big influencers.
Yeah, but that's in the US, right? In US, I think Instagram, the influencers get paid a lot more. I mean, from my understanding, I'll tell you my understanding, like YouTube revenues, right? It's much higher for USA audience, but people who cater to US audiences than people who cater to Indian audiences.
But you have to understand. You have to understand this, that like there is a difference between influencer and blockbuster, right? Like Tanmay Bhatt can have 50 million subscribers, but he is not Ranveer Singh.
Okay, true.
You know, so there's a difference. Like he's not Salman Khan. Like Salman Khan is blockbuster. You know, it's like, you know, I remember this. I think there was this one quote by Amir. They were asking like, you know, who do you think is a better actor? He said, I don't know who the better actor is, but nobody can like do the least amount of work and get the highest amount of value like Salman.
Absolutely, I've heard that.
Something like that. He said, it's like he just moves his hips and it's like 1 crore movie. You know, it's like not 1 crore. I think now the
100 crore. It's 100 crore. Now
100 crore. Sorry, 100. Yeah, 200 crore. You know, so and I was looking. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a different level altogether. So I am not against them going for that level. I'm not against NBA going and saying, I want Salman Khan, I want Ranveer Singh, I want Ranbir Kapoor to be the face of India. That's amazing that they've gone and got it. That's full kudos to that, right? But I also think that a small subsection of that money, right? So if you're paying Ranveer 5-6 crores, whatever you're paying the guy, right? And you should, you know, take 5% of that, 3-4% of that, and just give it to like straight out of Kochi, Wallace Bay, you know, all of these guys, like as a dana, you know, just throw them some like chiller, you know, like, and you will see the swell of support, because we all are just, you know, I mean,
doing it for the love. There's nothing else.
Doing it for the love, and the people engage with us on basketball, on NBA. Like, you know, Eklavya's, man, those guys have been doing a great job with the Indian basketball. I mean, he's a little bit contentious with everybody, but
I mean, nobody can do that without, you know, absolutely like selfless love for trying to promote the game.
Yeah. And for him, you know, I mean, he does an excellent job of, you know, like supporting, like he supported us when we came out, like he gave us, you know, he shared our links, he came on our podcast and he was very supportive. And I think that, and NBA India was also very supportive of us, but I feel like if they start investing small amounts of money into content creators and tournaments and all of that stuff, just give them, I say, like chiller, you say, okay, you know, take like, imagine if NBA India gave us 10,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Forever grateful. Like I can go to my grave tomorrow and be like, I went to the All-Star, you know. And so for us, that was such a huge like thing, you know, that actually made us say, okay, maybe this thing is actually legit. Like till then we were nobodies, right? So I think just encouraging them a little bit here and there smaller content creators, I think, is more impactful in a groundswell of content from the bottom, which is engaging for the fans, and where they feel like, oh, NBA India kuch kar raha hai community ke liye, right? So
I think we are being heard. At least somebody's, like some encouragement somewhere can be
right. Because if you look at all of the posts, right, like Ranveer and Harman's and all of their posts, people are shitting on them. Like
absolutely,
it's
my
complete
God.
shit, like it's, and they can see it. It's on your social media. Like if people are not responding and not reacting to the kind of content you're putting out with the influencers, then change the influencers who you're putting content with, right? Try something different.
Or get that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if NBA India can have like a content pool, saying that we'll have this much money and we'll selectively.
No, but they can't do that. But they can't do that, right? They can't see NBA NBA is, in the end of the day, they are a content company. Like that's what they do. They create basketball content. Company. They are a content company. They create content on basketball and they sell it to networks. That is all they do.
Okay, in that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is a content company. At the core of it, it's a content company, because the winners don't make any money.
The winners
of what? Championship.
You don't make any money.
No, you don't get prize money for winning.
Okay.
Like in the US Open and tennis, you get a prize money for winning. That's why they don't have a league. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand how revenue is distributed. Okay.
Right. So NBA is technically a content company.
NBA has nothing to do with NBA India, apart from the fact that the names.
No, but that. But
what I'm saying is, see, how I'm thinking of it is, NBA gives the money to NBA. NBA India does not generate money of its own. I'm sure that NBA is how do you think NBA India generates money?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't see any revenue stream for NBA India. Maybe we should get someone from NBA India to talk about this. But in my assumption, there's a certain budget which comes to NBA India, saying that here's this year's money. Tell us how you're going to spend the money to promote the mission of NBA, and you do it. Now, most of that money, if it goes into the influencers fund, then what you're doing is you are sort of creating a top line awareness, but really nothing happening at the groundwork level. And like I told you, the list of responsibilities that was there on that website, it is insane.
But they do see. So this is the thing I disagree. I'm sorry, I'm correcting it. I think they do a lot of stuff on groundwork. Groundwork they do. They like do what? A lot of stuff like these basketball camps they conduct. You remember Alpanico, they used to conduct an NBA basketball camp, right?
Yes.
So that is as a free mein to karte the wo log.
That was not free.
No, as in like they were not exorbitantly charging these kids for like NBA.
The NBA Junior you're talking about.
Then the NBA Academy and all that stuff. NBA Academy is again free, not paid anything. They do everything. So I think that whatever they're doing, the grassroots is okay. I mean, can they do more? Absolutely. Can they do how much they're doing in Africa? And obviously like NBA Africa is much more developed than NBA India at this point. But I do think that they should support content creators and tournaments.
Tournaments, I mean, tournaments probably costs nothing to keep an NBA banner there. Just keep like an NBA India banner, man. It'll make it feel legit, if nothing else.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's. But they also have they have certain guidelines also NBA for.
And we need to stop talking like you were employed by NBA India. Okay, we need to get someone from NBA India to answer these questions. We can't. Otherwise.
But the reason is that because I have spoken about all of this I know that how they are thinking, right? They are thinking like, for example, the content we create is not unique for them. Like if we created content about sneakers and style, like they're trying to promote NBA, and I keep telling you to do some style because amongst the both of us, you're the most stylish person.
That is true because of the small sample space that we have taken in this case.
But I mean, when at least when you were younger, like you used to wear like all fancy shoes and you used to like talk about how awesome your shoes are and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's actually a photo of you like saying, "Oh, look at my shoes." So I think, and I wanted to create like this and I reached out to one of our followers also saying like, "Hey man, like I'm thinking of doing."
I think he reached back. No, I think he reached back. I don't think you responded to him. I'm not sure.
No, he said he'll ask someone and get back to me, something like that. So
Okay.
we'll see. But so they want to promote a certain kind of content and a certain kind of fan, right?
Which they have identified as
which they have identified as like the stylish, and I feel like that is not right, because there are a lot of people that follow basketball that don't follow basketball because of the sneaker culture.
Absolutely.
Like are the people that follow us, like they are obsessed about basketball. They're obsessed about like how players are playing and all stats and all that stuff. So you should cater to all those things and not be like very
main topic of discussion, which is the NBA, because that's what we can talk about. I have a feeling we'll be blacklisted by the NBA India after this episode is released.
But we can edit it.
No,
if you feel.
No, I don't think so. Everything is.
Oh, you have come up with an agenda this time, huh? What happened, my friend?
I've not come up with an agenda. I'm just saying, but it is what it is. Okay, Vineet, we have 538, a very famous analytical website, has amazing articles. I think most of it is free only. It's not like the Athletic. You guys should definitely go check it out. We'll put it somewhere here. I mean, it's just 538.com in words. So I'll put that around here. They released a list of what their analytical model has said will be the win-loss record of the teams next year. Quite a lot of shocks, but I thought that we could go through the list and, even if we don't agree with the placing, we can talk about, what are some positives of the team, what are some negatives for the teams. And
let's start from the bottom.
OKC Thunder will not be the worst team in the NBA next year. Write it down. Take it away. Our young core of SGA and Lou Dort. And
Lou Dort, really? Oh my God.
Come on, man. I like Lou Dort. And the little golden head boy, Josh Giddey. He's an NBA Academy guy. So hopefully we can get him on the pod, because we are big friends of the NBA Academy. I don't know if the NBA Academy knows that, but we are really good friends.
We are good friends with the people who have gone through NBA Academy.
And by extension, the NBA Academy.
Fair enough.
So I'm telling you right now, OKC will not be the last team in the league. East
and if it is?
If it is, then I don't know.
You were supposed to dance. That also you escaped.
It's like dancing is. I'm not in the mood to dance right now.
Oh,
it's a mood. It's a thing. See, let's not think about dancing. You have to think about other things. You have to think about original content. Can't be dancing on reels like no. That's not
what. Do what works, my friend.
And that's just because killing. No.
What? Give some. No. It's not a coherent statement.
Like, see, the day we become desperate for reach, and the day we decide that nothing is working out, we have to do this, then we'll do that. Otherwise, what is the point of creating this thing where if we can't do what we want to do, and if we have to do what others want to see?
Yeah, but then don't ping me in the middle of the night like, oh man, Vineet, this is so depressing.
That was not. I said it for that one thing, and that was depressing because it wasn't even hitting our normally modest numbers. That's why.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, 1,000 views for a reel is not really, asking for much.
That's true.
Anyways.
Okay, Mister. We know. Hey, Vineet, look at this story. It has hit 150 views. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah. That was. I think that was because of the break that I took, and then I came back. I was like, oh my God, 200 views. It was more than 200 views. It was the 50 responses which I was more happy about, because that means engagement. Like 200 views and also just means reach. Engagement is more important. Anyway, coming back. Stop letting all my secret out, man. Okay. So according to 538, Wizards, Hornets, Cavaliers, Pistons, and Magic are out of the contention. I don't think Hornets are
that bad.
I don't think they're that bad, but I don't see them beating out a single of the other top 10. So I guess they are probably the 11th worst team in the league. Okay. They're an exciting team, and I think they'll excite for. They'll do what they have to do sometime. Yeah. Vineet, so we'll start with number 10. So we are doing 10 because the play-in tournament is a thing now. So we are gonna pretend like that's how it is gonna work. It starts with Bulls at number 10, Raptors, Knicks, Pacers. Those are the 4 teams in the play-in tournament for the East.
I think Raptors are gone. I don't know why. I think we are still too positive. I mean, did the Raptors make the play-in last time? No, right?
No,
and they're not better.
But this time they will be playing in Toronto. Last time they were playing in Florida.
Oh, come on.
I think that there has to be a difference between like going to bed in your own, going to sleep in your own bed versus going to sleep in a Florida bed. I don't know. I think it's like a long road trip for them. That entire season was a long road trip for them. Nothing was working out. It was just quite disastrous. I think now with Pachi also waving his thing, I don't think they're that bad. I think they're not great. I don't think they're gonna go really the year after.
So that's my point. It's like why are people so high on the Raptors? Like, I get it, they were very good in 2019, but without Kawhi, I mean, was they really good? Like, I think this is like, oh, Nick Nurse is such a great coach. Yeah, for 1 year.
And Kawhi was there.
When Kawhi was there, and after that, what happened? Like, nothing. So, like, I don't blame Nick Nurse. He's probably a good coach. But, this guy, what's his name? Mike Brown won Coach of the Year when LeBron was playing for him. What happened to Mike Brown?
Yeah, I mean, without a superstar, they will play catch up in the center, in the middle of the pack. But
which team won?
Spurs. Let me guess. Let me just guess. The answer is Spurs.
The answer is Spurs. Before people like talked about, oh, Spurs system, Greg Popovich, oh, such a great coach. What? Nothing. The year Timmy retired and Kawhi left, gone. It's just a fact.
It is true. It is pure fact.
And DeMar and LaMarcus are not bad players. I mean, coaching can elevate once you have superstars, right? Like, it's the same with what happened with the Lakers when Shaq and Kobe were there. They were a good team, but then they added in Phil, and then it just it took a different beast altogether. Because when Phil walks into the room and says, "You know what? I won 6 championships. You fuckers better listen to me." Like, all right, and having that experience in crunch situations, having the ability to draw a plan that people are actually going to buy into, and having all of that matter as a coach. Anyway, that's getting into coaching. But
getting into coaching, I think that's a touchy subject for me, especially. But I think it is unfair to put the Bulls in 10th. I think the Bulls have a really good team. I think they are better than the Raptors. They're better than the Knicks. I think they're better than the Pacers. I think they are better than the Celtics even, I would say. I think they have more talent on the team. They have more selfless players. They have more a variety of players. Defensively, they are stronger than the Celtics. I think the Bulls are like a clear, for me, top 5 seed in the East. For me,
5 seed.
So,
I mean, Pacers are the
Pacers, Bucks, Sixers, and what's the other?
Bucks,
Sixers, and Nets are like top 3 for me.
Top 3.
No doubt. Hawks.
I think Hawks and Heat are the next 2.
Okay, you think Heat is better than the Bulls?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, Jimmy is.
I think their core is a little more like
Jimmy, Bam, Jimmy and Bam are enough to take you like to enough
playoffs.
Yeah, if they're healthy, they'll take you. And then you add all this Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson and all these people.
Who else was there? I think PJ Tucker.
Yeah, they lost Kendrick Nunn to the Lakers, which is kind of sad because I think Kendrick Nunn was good.
There's a good backup there. I think Dragic is still playing for the Heat. I think.
No, Dragic is Raptors.
Dragic went to Raptors. Oh yeah, you're right. So, what do you think, Vineet? Your final verdict? Do you think the Raptors are better than the Knicks or better than the Pacers?
I think Raptors won't make it.
Raptors won't make it to the play-in only.
Yeah, the only option where the Raptors will make it to the play-in. They won't make it into the playoffs.
So top 10.
No, play-in. I think it's
play-in
a
means
toss-up
top 10.
between
Top 10.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for me between Hornets and Raptors.
Honestly.
Everyone else seems fine to me. Everyone else, like Knicks is fine. Pacers was also fine. The rest all, I think, are good teams. They are going to win. They are going to defeat the shitty teams and, get into the top 10. Everything else seems fine to me. I think the toss-up is between Charlotte Hornet and Raptors.
Toronto Raptors. What about the Bulls, though? What do you feel about the Bulls?
Yeah, Bulls are going to be in the plane.
Okay.
Where it's going to be in the rankings?
I mean, do you think they're better than the Celtics? Do you think they're better than the Heat? Do you think they're better than the Hawks? I mean, we've not seen them play, but just based on their lineup is Vucevic.
I think they're better than
Caruso, Lonzo Ball,
better than the Celtics.
What's that guy's name? I mean, Zach LaVine and
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Oh, shit, I forgot. Very, shot-making team. What do you feel about their chances? What do you think that at least the first few days for them will look like?
I think they've already done quite well in the preseason. I think they've played well. Yeah, I mean, I would still think that,
I mean, there's Lonzo Ball. I think he's very selfless player. He's not that scared to shoot the ball anymore. The year at the Pelicans, he really shot the ball well. Shot the ball as in from his debut.
Hey, he's a good shooter. Let's just pencil him as a good shooter. He's a good shooter. He's improved his shooting 2 years.
Definitely,
every year is increased. Yeah,
every year is improved.
So I think
he was always a good decision maker. He was just not aggressive. I think that might be needed.
He doesn't have to be aggressive if he's a threat on the 3-point line.
No, aggressive as
people have to.
Yeah, I mean, aggressive not as a ball part, ball.
I think he wasn't an aggressive like you could slack off him because he was not going to take the shot.
That's right.
So that was yeah. So now that he's a threat on the 3-point line, then you got to
respect that. DeMar DeRozan, is there an older DeMar DeRozan? I don't know, like maybe 2 years left on his contract.
No.
But
yeah, he's good.
So he's good. Zach LaVine is there.
20 points, 24
Zach
points.
LaVine. Yeah. You have Alex Caruso, may probably coming off the bench, and you have your Vucevic, a solid 20 rebounds guy. Easy 15 points for him.
20 points, man. Vucevic, come on.
Vucevic 20. No, not anymore. I think the ball is not gonna come to him that much. I have to. I know. Like, there's a lot of scoring options on the team, and that's always a confusion as to how will the ball move around? Like, how will, no pun intended, how will the offense work? It's not like any of them are champions of any sort. It's not like they have a championship coach either. So sort of they have to figure it out on the group. It's tough, and the NBA is full of like shot makers everywhere. Like, you have to have a superstar. They don't have a superstar in the team. I think it's one of the dark horses, but yeah.
When you say dark horses, what? Like what
I mean is, I'll tell you what I mean, and then I'll put a number to it, like how many wins they have, which is in the air. I'm picking out a number, but I think because
you can put a standing also, if not number.
I think they'll be extremely disappointed if they don't finish in the top 6. Like, I don't think they should. I think they'll feel bad if they get into the play-in, because see, we have the top 3 teams landed. Then we have 3 more spots there. We have Hawks, Celtics, Heat, and
Chicago
Bulls,
right out.
Bulls. Yeah, like out of those 4 spots, for the 3 spots, there are 4 contenders, in my opinion. Pacers always play well somehow, but I feel all these teams are better than the Pacers. So it's just a matter of, I think if they are better than the Celtics, then they will get into the spot. And I think they are better than the Celtics.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, Celtics for me, yeah, they didn't make any improvements. I mean, Al Horford is back again.
But that guy's got a year of rest behind him, so he's going to be spry.
Yeah,
they didn't play him at Oklahoma at all.
So Enes Kanter, Marcus Smart, the 2 Jays. It's not a bad team.
It's not a bad team, but
yeah,
I feel there is more upside to. There's more there again, but the problem is that I don't know if these guys know how to play, winning basketball.
But why do you think the Celtics are not going to be as good as they were last year?
Because every time I back the Celtics, they just punch me in the gut and run away.
But now that your favorite coach is not coaching, maybe they'll do
He's the
better.
GM now.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
not coaching, right?
Who gets a promotion of a bad year? Only a white guy.
Hashtag.
Hashtag it's true. You know it. God. Once again, I've gone into the watching 80s NBA finals, and I can't believe that Danny Ainge was starting shooting guard on the Celtics team. Unbelievable.
Point guard, no? Or no,
point
Dennis
guard was
Johnson.
Dennis Johnson, and then shooting guard was Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge was an extremely great athlete. Apparently, he was. He played
Danny
four.
Ainge tell
He
you
played,
this?
no. He played 4 sports in college. 4. He was like All-American in 3.
Wow.
Yeah, baseball, basketball, and I think athletics, running or something. Yeah. So no, Danny Ainge is not a scrub, my friends.
Called him a scrub. I'm just talking
He's
about basketball. Feisty.
What? I mean, feisty.
Dog mentality.
Dog mentality.
The Heat, dog mentality, the Heat have called themselves that they are calling their organization the Kennel because they are so full of dogs. Like dog Jimmy Butler, dog Kyle Lowry. I'm not even kidding. Dog PJ Tucker, dog Bam Adebayo. It's just a bunch of dogs, man. It's crazy. Y'all better take care. NBA better take note. What about the Heat, though? Vineet, I mean, one of your favorite teams because of their dog mentality. they added Kyle Lowry. I think it's good because
what you just keep making everyone mad. I've never liked the Heat. I mean, I'm very dispassionate about it. I don't think. I mean, they have this thing. They keep saying like Heat mentality, like you just said, the dog mentality thing. I don't really necessarily see that. They're a very well-run organization.
Yeah,
they have
long-standing coach
continuity.
Yeah,
they have continuity, which is always useful. They have two good players, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy. I actually feel like Philly is going to take a step back.
Huh?
I feel Philly is not going to be in the top 3 if there is no Ben Simmons, and just this whole Ben Simmons saga is going to affect them. Because however you slice it, Ben Simmons was the second best player on that team.
Absolutely, no doubt.
He was the best defender, the best shot creator, and so they are definitely not going to play as well as they were playing last year, and they were number 1 seed last year.
Yeah,
and Bucks are going to be amazing. Nets are going to be amazing. So the first 2 spots is gone, and you're not as good. So I think they will come down to 5, or I think they will not be in the top 3.
Not be in the top 3. I think that's a good point, especially if Ben is not there, because a lot of a few teams can stop Ben Simmons, especially in like those playoff conditions, but most teams, when you play them off the cuff, they are not able to stop someone who is so athletic who can do so many wonderful things. It's in the playoffs when his those weaknesses are exposed, but in the regular season he's just a deer.
Like Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, exactly.
Rudy Gobert is a beast in the regular season, and then playoffs is exposed completely.
Yeah, fair enough. So Philly is done. I think Bucks and Nets are probably similarly good, especially because Kyrie Irving is not there now, and it's just Kyrie and KD and Harden. I think the Nets and the Bucks are like very evenly matched. I feel one is coming off a championship, has got 3. NBA, the Finals MVP, and Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. They got Grayson Allen as well. So if they want to break some legs, they can always do that. They can always go back to old school basketball. I think I think number 1, number 2 seed Bucks, and they're playing opening day as well, so it'll be fun.
What do you think about the Cavaliers? I feel like Cavaliers are like, for me, the dark horse of the Cavaliers for some reason. I feel like they have a
name me 5 players on the Cavaliers.
The Sexland guys.
Sexland is still there.
Sexland is still there, and then my Garrett Allen is there.
Jared Allen is there.
Jared's there, and then Kevin Love, not Kevin Love. Who they got traded to Cavs recently? Forgot the name, man. I have the picture in my mind. I can't remember the name. Lauri Markkanen, yes. They can create some noise, is my point.
they'll be out of the plains. They'll be the 4 worst teams in the league. Not 4, 5.
That's possible. Very possible. Very, very possible.
Can't say possible to this and then be they're a dark horse.
The reason I say they're a dark horse is because they have 3 players who actually are young enough, and even if 2 of them make the leap, then it's a good team. You know, like Sexton is really he's got that Kobe mentality. You know.
Yeah, but he's on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But my point is, if make the play-in, man, dark horse to make the play-in, not to win a championship.
No. I don't even. I don't think so. I think there's too many better teams, but
not in the East. I feel like after 6 or 7, 1 or 2 injuries can derail teams, and you know, like if some team like has a nice winning streak, they can make it. And of those teams that are in that pile, I think the Cavaliers have that team.
That's the Eastern Conference for us, Vineet. And now we'll go to our favorite conference, the Western Conference, the real conference. According to 538 Raptor-based forecast, Thunder, Rockets, Kings, Spurs, Warriors.
Who's last again?
Thunder.
Oh.
The Rockets, Kings, Spurs, Warriors. So they have placed Warriors with Clay returning, with the greatest defender of all time, Draymond Green, coming back, and Steph Curry, all of them. And who are the other players? Jordan Poole and those.
Jordan Poole is good, yeah.
Toscano Roman or whatever that guy is. Wiseman, all of them. They have placed them number 11 below the Timberwolves. So I think this is just messed up. I don't think this is gonna come true.
But why? I mean, they barely made their play last year.
They play, but there was only Steph doing all the scoring last year. I think now he has a little bit more. Now Iguodala is back, but I don't think Iguodala coming back is a big plus for them. But at least they have the main core. See, if you have, I think in the NBA, if you have,
they have the main core the main core in on roster. Are the main core going to play the way they used to play? That you don't know, right? Like, so if you're looking at the teams above them,
I think the coaching, I think please, don't talk about Timberwolves and all as a not bad team.
I'm not forget Timberwolves. Let
me talk about the Warriors, right? What I feel is 3 years ago they had Durant, and that's the only extra thing that they had. They also had Sean Livingston, so I don't think they're gonna go far, but at least I think number 11th for them is an absolute. It's ridiculous to say that they'll be number 11th in the West. I think.
Okay, then who's above them?
So they have Timberwolves above them, Grizzlies above them, Pelicans above them, who I don't think are better than them. I don't think the Grizzlies or Timberwolves or Pelicans above them.
I would say the Pelicans are probably because of the Zion issues,
but it's just Zion. Like, they don't have Lonzo Ball also anymore. Like,
so I would definitely put Pelicans below. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is still a good player,
but that's it.
They have Anthony Edwards.
I don't think any of those players are like good players. They had one little point guard. They also gave that away to him. What's his name? The Cleveland Cavaliers. Rubio is also gone. I don't know what this is based off of, but obviously some analytics has gone to it. And I always trust analytics, except when they say that Timberwolves are better than the Warriors.
You trust analytics and you still think Kobe is better than Duncan. Wow.
Analytics, I trust it. But that doesn't mean that. See, listen, Vineet, every single person you've asked in our entire series with NBA, every single person except Bruce Bowen has said that Kobe is better than Duncan. Okay, so that's the end of the discussion. Me and you are nothing in front of people who actually played NBA games. So
not every single person.
Every single person except Bruce Bowen. Every single person. Be it Tim Hardaway or Senior or Robert Ory.
We never asked Tim Hardaway. We never asked Robert.
I think we did. We'll check whether it's if it's not true, then something will come here. It says
Robert Ory would never pick. Oh no, actually, Robert Ory played with Kobe and Duncan. So.
And Duncan, and Robert Ory picked Kobe. I'm just saying. Just for it is. It's the truth.
It's not the truth.
It is the truth.
If you're a man of analytics, then it is impossible.
There is no man of analytics, man of basketball. Feelings. know that it is
Feelings, yeah. I mean, feelings. I don't deny it. I think that Tim Duncan evokes no feelings. He's
absolutely.
like who's like a. I was all like, who's like, if you had to like have a super character, not super character, what is it called?
Superhero.
Superhero. What would Tim Duncan be like? Is there any like superhero? Is just like so good, but like just like he doesn't evoke any feelings. Like it's like, okay, kaun hai ye? Who's
What about
this?
the Martian Manhunter from the
I
Justice
don't know
League?
what that is.
Do you know superheroes?
I think Vision is kind of like that, right? Like you
Oh, you're a
he's
Marvel guy.
I'm not a Marvel guy.
Martian Manhunter is sort of like Vision in DC, I think, because
Okay,
they
okay.
sort of look alike, and they don't do much.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think
They just
we will ask people this, which who is Tim Duncan in the cinematic universe. Okay. So
okay.
apart from that, so according to the model, we have Timberwolves at number 10, Lakers at number 9 with a 42-40 record.
That's ridiculous.
Grizzlies, Clippers. I can't believe. See, the weirdest
Hey,
part.
Clippers. No, Clippers is quite high, right?
No. And I'll tell you what is the weirdest thing. Okay, they have given Clippers a 46 victories, 36 losses, which puts them at number 7. Okay, but they have the largest chance of winning. So they at the end they have a win title percentage also.
That's what I was looking at. Yeah.
So win title percentage, Clippers, who are number 7 in the regular season, have 11% chance of winning, whereas the Jazz, who are number 1 with a 54-28 record, have a 9% chance of winning. So, I mean, something is happening, which
it's because of Kawhi, man. You know how Kawhi becomes in the playoffs? He takes Luka and says, Luka, you think
you can win the first 2 games? You win the
first 2 games. Yeah, take it. Yeah, go. Okay, fine. Now I have to play. Okay, fine. Like Kawhi is so scary, man. When Kawhi decides to play, it's so scary. I think like I wouldn't want to play against Kawhi when Kawhi decides, okay, it's time.
That's it. Enough scoring from you. Enough laughing.
Enough. James Harden, enough. Both kar liye, step back. It's time to calm down.
Absolutely. I think it's especially great in today's when you watch someone clamp someone else down, because most of the times it's just free flowing offense. So people like,
yeah.
What a great form you have, sir. Well, thank you, sir. What a great layup you made. Oh, well, thank you very much. I was like, no, enough. Stop this nonsense. Oh God, that 2019 playoffs was so fun.
So much good. It is so good. Yeah.
So much fun. So much good. So much.
I mean, I really felt bad for the Philly, because like that last
was just
unfortunate. Yeah. Like they had won this. I mean, but they won in. No, there was one more game after that, right?
No. That was
game 7.
That was game 7.
Oh, that was game 7. Yeah. Game 7. But no, what I meant was that they were tied. So even if you had missed the shot, it would have gone to overtime.
Yes. Absolutely. And that's a Kawhi staple shot, like his to go to that corner and then. So basically, I've always had this feeling, right? Like sometimes what happens is because the defense is so good, you are forced to hit the ball, throw the ball up. Usually people like if they can see the ball, they have a flatter arc. But I mean, I've also felt this when playing also that if somebody is really close to you and defender is like right in your face, you can't do anything. So you have to now shoot the ball higher just to avoid the block, which increases the shots of the chance of the ball going in, because now it's high in the air and it comes down. And that was just like, I don't think anyone can even write it that way. People be like, all right, this is too much. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता जिंदगी में.
चार bounce करके. And like you could actually say it's like, oh God.
That was magical. So I think Clippers, they lost Rondo. They have your Reggie Jackson. They have PG, obviously.
Terrence Mann.
And we have a this or that with Terrence Mann coming up soon. So I think it's going to be pretty one-sided, but how does it matter? It doesn't matter. Terrence Mann, PG 13. No Rondo, but they've got Zubac. They've got pretty much, I think, all the main players who played in that Phoenix series. Kawhi is going to be out for a while. I think I'm not sure if the timetable says that he'll be back by the time season starts, because ACL is, it'll take some time, even for a robot to recover from it, unless you're a Greek freak. And a hyperextension is like nothing, no problem.
Nothing.
I'll come back. I'll
Come
just
and win a championship.
I'll just see what I can do. Oh. We've got the Pelicans.
He dunked post that hypertension, that the one where Chris Paul tried to push him.
He pushed him, but nothing happened.
Pushed him. Not even like,
he pushed him. Oh God.
That was a very dirty play.
I mean, that's all he could do. I mean, he pushed him, but Giannis is like, CP3, I'm like this tall. My arms are bigger than you. I'm going to go there. Let's see what he can do. I can't blame CP3. There's nothing you could have done there. Anyway, we move on to the Pelicans. It says number 6, but I don't think that. I do think the Trailblazers will be good enough. I think Mavericks, Nuggets, Suns, Jazz, all good teams coming off the back of good years, and Jazz always, I mean, at least in the regular season, they always end up playing good. Same constant. I don't think there's much change there. Jordan Clarkson, Spider Don, Defensive Player of the Year, and Aussie Player of the Year. All those players are there. So I think I don't know if Jazz will be number 1. What do you think, Vineet? Do you think that's possible again this year?
No, I mean, who's going to? I mean, see, the Lakers are going to go slow. Clippers are not that good.
So you don't think the Lakers are going to be number 1 seed in the regular season?
No. Lakers are. I mean, LeBron's going to pace himself. Anthony Davis is going to pace himself. And I don't know if Russell Westbrook will pace himself, but I hope he does.
I don't think he knows that. I don't think he knows how to pace.
He has no sense of pace now. So yeah, so I don't think they'll be number 1. I don't think they are even pushing to number 1. But number 2, number 3, though, definitely.
And what about the
number
Nuggets?
Number one needs like a lot of winning. It's not like you can't take a break. Yeah.
What about the Nuggets? They won't have Jamal Murray for like the beginning of the season.
I've always felt like Jamal Murray was never such an integral part of that team. Like I think
winning. Okay.
For winning. Yeah, I think till Jokic has enough able bodies that can run and cut and shoot, he will pick the right person to make the right play. That's the key. And I think they have it. They gave up a lot of really good players, which I don't necessarily. I felt like they were like really deep. Now they're not that deep. So I don't know. We'll see how Jokic figures it out. But yeah, I mean, getting Jamal Murray later on is going to be extremely useful. The problem with having Jamal Murray always is that he is a shooting guard, and he's not a shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs that. Like Jokic works well when someone is cutting or he's a spot up shooter, which I think Michael Porter Jr. is. Michael Porter Jr. is kind of like you just give him the ball.
I think you are too high on Michael Porter Jr. I don't think
he got a max contract. Everyone's too high on him.
He got a max contract. I don't think it's the correct contract to give him, but I think they see a lot of potential. I don't see that. For me personally, I don't think that he has done anything to deserve $200 million for 5 years.
That is true.
No, what I'm saying is I don't think that his game has even translated to being because basically his main job is to be a help for Jokic. Like Jokic, like people are not going to always be able to cut, and he's not going to always be able to find those people. So sometimes you need that one-on-one player who can, create his own bucket. It can't just be Jokic passing the ball every time. It's not going to work. I mean, it'll work for a while. It'll not work all the time.
But Jokic also can score 35 on your ass. You know that, right?
Jokic
average 36.
He can. But he averaged 36. I'm not talking about playoff series. Right? I'm talking about the regular season. You have to navigate to the playoffs. So you do something in the regular season, then you extend that in the playoff season. I don't think Michael Porter Jr. has
one-on-one
ability to do that in Denver. I think he's a good player because just by his size and his mental awareness and his abilities, I think he is very talented, but I don't think the Nuggets is the place for him. That's what I feel. I think he has to go somewhere where he's a little more free to do things. I think the Nuggets could also benefit from having a player like an Aaron Gordon who is very happy to take that, step back and allow Jokic to do this thing. Because I think if you have Jamal Murray and Jokic, I think you're done. Now you just need like an unselfish players
then you
around.
need all the cutters and
right. And that's what I think. I think it's just embarrassment of riches for Denver. I mean, it's a great picture. I don't know if it's going to work out though. That's what I personally feel. Anyway, I mean, Denver have always managed to surprise us. For the past 4 years, they've been doing amazingly well, going deep runs into the playoffs, and MVP last year, well deserved to Jokic. I hope he can do it again this
number
year.
2, again, maybe.
Back to back.
Who knows?
Phoenix Suns, Vineet, 538 says they're going to be number 2 seed. I mean, I don't see it happening, but I think they can be.
The question is, do you think DeAndre Ayton deserves the max contract?
I don't think he deserves a max
contract.
He's been asking. Again, but the other thing, right? Like, he is seeing your Luka getting that contract, Trae Young getting that contract, Michael Porter Jr. Was he on the same class?
Yes.
All of them getting the contract, and now he's like, I also deserve this contract.
I went to the finals,
it's fine, man. Like DeAndre Ayton, if you were somewhere else, you would not have gone to the finals. So I think he should calm down. But if he's got that sort of feelings, then it's difficult to, like, I don't know how to placate that ego.
If you were DeAndre Ayton,
stop making me do this thing, man. I'll ask you this: if you were DeAndre Ayton, okay, and no, you were DeAndre Ayton, and you are asking for this money. So what is your justification for asking this money?
If I was DeAndre Ayton, well, because that's how I get money. The money ask for money, otherwise they don't give it to you.
If you don't ask for money, they won't give it to you. That is true. That is true. But how do you feel that if they? I think he's asking for what, 200 million for 5 years. That's the extension that he's asking for. It's a rookie extension.
Rookie max extension.
What if they give him 150 million for 5 years? Do you think would you take it as DeAndre Ayton?
As DeAndre, I don't know DeAndre Ayton that well. I mean, I'm just saying, if
I
was DeAndre Ayton, I would take it. 150 million. Yeah, sign me up.
Not if Vineet Devaya was in. Vineet Devaya would take 150 million any day. Vineet Devaya as a 7-foot player is like, oh God, I already thought I was great. Now I'm 7 foot also.
7. Oh God. Michael Jordan, I'll get 2 points on you now.
Just back him up, little booty shake. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's. I don't think he deserves 200 million, but I think in today's game, nobody deserves 200 million, but they're still making a lot of money. So he might get it. I think he might get it. Do you think he'll get it?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, I think he'll get it.
They have to pay Chris Paul for 2 more years, but apart from that, I don't think there's any money stuck anywhere.
No, I think by the time Chris Paul contract ends, Devin Booker's contract will be up for renewal.
I mean, I think you can pay 2 people max. That's it. I don't think you can. And they have their 2 max players, so it's this Chris Paul thing which is probably screwing up everyone else's money.
Everything. Yeah. Yeah.
But do you think they're gonna be number 2 seed this season? Or do you think last season was a little flash in the panish?
I think last season, no one really, like, whenever people went to play the Suns, they didn't really think of them as, oh, it's a good team. So they were not as well prepared as they should have been. But now they know who the Suns are. They've seen them play.
They know how they play.
Yeah. It really, I mean, that's one of the things about winning is, like, once you start winning, people start gunning for you. They want to defeat you.
Absolutely. Not that I know of it, but I've heard about people who are winners, who have people gunning for.
You're a winner too, man. It's the 21st century. Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. We all get consolation prizes. I don't want the consolation prize. Screw it. So Vineet. So that's we've talked about all the teams. Mavericks. We haven't talked about the Mavericks or the Trailblazers. I think Trailblazers must have been going through a huge tumultuous season because everyone kept saying Dame is out, Dame is out, Dame is out. There were all these cryptic messages and rap songs and everywhere like Dame is out, Dame is going to go here. There was a
he got married.
He got married. So now one more person talking in his head. Why can't we get out of Portland? It's a horrible place. Let's go to sunny California. But babe, loyalty.
Your only loyalty is with me.
I don't think it's a bad place to be at, California or Philly. There was a talk of a 5-team trade where, not talk, I think somewhere in
The rumors.
Reddit mill, I found this. Dame going to Philadelphia, Ben Simmons going to
Warriors.
Not Warriors, Trailblazers, or was it some other team? Ben Simmons going to Washington Wizards, and Beal and some people going to Trailblazers, and was one really weird trade request that was there. I mean, not request, like, trade.
I don't think Beal is going to leave. I think Beal had enough chances to leave and he chose not to leave. So
yeah, it's weird. But
just make the money. I feel like, what I realized is, like, if I was an NBA player and I was like a very high caliber player, I think, and I was in today's generation, then the only way I could have won is by like going to some other team and like, taking less money and, doing all of that stuff. And I would not have chosen that. I would just say, you know what, if I'm going to stay in a city for like 18, 19 years and
they're going to pay me like the max every year.
Yeah, every year, close to like $500 million. And, I'm a local hero and I get all the local sponsorships and all that stuff for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And if I'm good enough and if I'm winning, then I can attract people to me. So why do I have to leave? And who cares about legacy anyways? Only people like us who, like, I'm not a big fan of legacy. I think legacy is kind of overrated.
I think we should have a talk about legacy someday, not on today's spot, but maybe someday, what it means, especially for today's generation with this their micro memory pods. Like, they don't remember anything for longer than 10 seconds. So what does it mean for people like that? We'll get one youngster onto the spot and we'll talk to them about it. Maybe Vineet, yeah, you are first guest. We should be doing the scouting for it. I'll send you some names and we'll pick out a few friends. Okay. Mavericks, Luka, there's the same crew as last time.
Luka can make.
But Rick Carlisle said bye-bye Luka, bye-bye drama queen. We are gonna, I mean, he didn't say that, but we are just assuming that he said that.
That's pretty much what he said. Dude, his resignation letter or whatever his email was, like he's typed it on a notepad on his Apple phone and took a screenshot and posted it.
Maybe he doesn't know how to take it.
He didn't give a shit. I mean, he was done, man. I mean, I think he's played with Larry Bird and he's had his. I mean, when you reach that kind of level, like, you don't want to deal with this freaking kid who thinks he's fucking, the shit.
The shit. Especially after you played with pretty selfless players. I think. Maybe, but who's the new?
Jason Kidd, my friend.
Jason Kidd, yes. Jason Kidd, do you think he'll be able to make some changes there?
I think Jason Kidd is like the new Mark Jackson. He's like the guy who will set up the team before like Steve Kerr comes and says,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good.
Poor Mark Jackson, man. He did all the hard work.
Yeah, he had to deal with all those years of nothingness, and then the moment they started winning something, and then boom.
Yeah, boom.
But here, Steve Kerr, you do the thing. Take us to the promised land. I mean, fine. Okay.
That is the advantage of something that people care a lot about, which is pedigree. People care a lot about, especially in the US. Like, I get so many doors open just because I say I studied at Cornell. Man, nothing. I mean, it means nothing to me. It really means, but it means so much for other people.
So much to people. Yeah. I think that's a good indicator.
So like when they say, oh, you played with Phil Jackson or Michael Jordan, and then you went to Spurs, you went Greg Popovich. Oh,
Michael Jordan passed you the ball and then you
shit. Oh, fuck. Aisa pedigree hai. Must be. I'm not saying Steve Kerr is a bad coach. I'm just saying like you would have to be a real bad coach to have lost with that Warriors team. Like, don't pass to Clay, Steph, and KD.
Pass it to anyone else. Pass it to Draymond.
Uh,
Always
Draymond-
open in the corner.
Uh,
That's the reason Draymond is open in the corner. Anyways, that's
God.
that. I wanted to talk about that. The women's team, our team captain. talking
Oh
about the
my
whether-
God,
but-
Ashwin!
but I
No,
don't
wait,
know.
wait,
I don't know.
Ashwin,
I don't
Ashwin,
know.
you have come with guns blazing on this episode.
What
You're
are you
like
talking
you're
about?
picking all the like really juicy topics. What's up with
It's not
that?
really
This and
just a
that?
topic, right? See, because I mean, I don't think there's any point of talking about this. I don't think anybody's hearing it. But just to put my 2 cents, its simple manner is that all that insults should be directed at the BFI and not at the players. And I'll say why. Right? Like, see, the reason Indian team gets abused is because India is amongst the best teams in the world. Indian cricket team is among the best cricket teams in the world. When they go and underperform and they go and lose to other teams, I can understand from a fan's perspective that you're going to want to abuse them, which is not right. But come on, like you make 100 crores a year, you can get a few abuses also. I think it's completely cool because they are all as fans are just losers at the end of the day. We couldn't make it, so we are like, we personify, we made you something else, we are giving you all this money, and then if we can't even abuse you, then what's the point of watching the game? Might as well watch esports. But the Indian basketball team is one of the most underfunded. It's the most unorganized. Like they didn't play for 2 years before they went to this World Cup, the Asia Cup qualifying team. Imagine a national team not play for 2 years. They didn't have anything to do because of COVID, but they didn't have any sort of national camp together. It was just like, they just sent them there. So I think it's easy to abuse women on the internet. I think it's easy to abuse women sportsmen on the internet. I think it should be sportsmen, women sportsmen. It's just easy to abuse these people because all you see is a scoreboard which says, they lost by 90 points. They lost by this. But the Indian basketball team, I am telling you, you ask 1 million people in India, none of them will be able to name you 2 people from that team. Because there is nothing done for these people. They just in the name of this, they're like, okay, there's a team. Okay, why did you lose? Well, there's so much behind it. So I don't think it's fair. Just because she's visible on social media does not mean that you go and abuse her just because you want to fucking abuse someone. It's just, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I think it was nice that she came and said it, that it really is not fair and it hurts people and it's real people at the end of the day. I mean, would people have gone and abused the Indian basketball team if they lost to the dream team? Like that's sort of the games that we played. Like we were lucky enough to be on the same stage. And Japan is the silver medalist in the world in the Olympics. So,
Olympics, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and they didn't play light. Also, I saw the game. They were dominating at the half court. They didn't let us do anything. And it's not easy to just show up one day and
without any practice,
without any practice, you just show up there and you're playing the second best team in the world. Not even like in the area, in the world. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, I didn't want to. I just thought I'll bring it up, but then once I brought it up, I was like, what's the point of bringing it up? Anyway, that's it, guys, boys and girls. We have talked a lot about NBA India ambassadorship program, and then the East and the West, and the NBA season is starting in less than 5 days. On the 19th, it's starting. First opening day, we have Lakers versus the Warriors and Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 absolute crackerjack games. I'll be there. Vineet will be there. We will have a live on that day at 10:30 a.m. Join us as always. We're not going to do this every day, but because it's the start of the season, we have to do it. And it's the 75th NBA, thing. So we have to be.
Yes. Otherwise, we would not do it. I mean,
otherwise, we would not do it because 75th. It's like more than both our ages combined. So we.
That's true. Yeah.
It is. Okay. All right. With that, Vineet. All right, guys.
All right.
Till then, like, share, subscribe, and Vineet, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.